In 2004, Phish called it quits and embarked on a summer tour that grossed nearly $23 million in just 17 shows. In this video, I want to share with you some of the reasons why fans are so obsessed with Phish, as well as some of the band's musical approaches that keep us coming back for more year after year. Specifically, we'll discuss techniques that guitarist Trey Anastasio uses to lead the band members into different musical segments, as well as the ebb and flow of musical conversation that happens between band members while they're improvising on stage. Billboard magazine said that Phish's touring efforts for 2004 cap one of the most remarkable chapters in the history of the concert business. When looking at average gross revenue per show, the band landed in the number 4 spot, beating out Prince, Eric Clapton, as well as several other iconic acts. Phish kicked off their final summer tour with 2 nights of mayhem in Brooklyn, New York. Even Hova himself dropped by to lead killer versions of 2 of his big hits, 99 Problems and Big Pimpin'.
See how fast you are when the K9 come. I got 99 problems with a hitman. Yes, 99 problems with a bitch ain't one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems. Hit me. Yes, yes. God damn. You guys is hiding all this, huh? He was hiding all this from me. I found it. I found it. Yeah.
On the tour opener, June 17th, 2004 in Coney Island, the band played an amazing version of the song Free that lasted nearly 10 minutes. This song, written by Trey Anastasio and Tom Marshall, was first debuted on May 16th, 1995 in Lowell, Massachusetts. Here's a breakdown of the different sections of the song. The song starts off with an intro. We go through 2 verses and then to the chorus. After the chorus, we have a jam. After the jam, we sing the 3rd verse, and then we have a chorus and the outro. As with most versions of this song when played live, we can see that the jam takes up the largest amount of time during the performance. The jam is essentially just an undefined period of group improvisation and an aspect that Phish has become absolutely legendary in. Neither the band nor the audience knows how long the jam is going to last or where it's going to go. It's a journey that everyone's on together. Looking at this version from Brooklyn in 2004, let's see where the jam actually does go. At the 3-minute 52-second mark, the jam starts with a rhythmic motif. This is something that is consistent with every time this song is played, and pretty much every free jam starts with this rhythmic motif. Let's take a listen to that. Now, every time the second measure of this motif comes around, in this version, Mike plays a fill, which is essentially just a short improvised fragment that fills in the space. This morphs into almost an impromptu bass solo, where the rest of the band supports Mike and lets him shine. This goes on for about a minute. Phish then does a move I call clearing the board. He plays a short drum fill that indirectly says to the rest of the band, okay guys, on to the next thing. Trey immediately picks up on this and then starts introducing the opening bars of his improvised solo. Let's take a listen to that. At the 6-minute 40-second mark, Trey gives a nonverbal signal to Page and Phish to drop out so that he and Mike can play off each other for a little bit. This looks like pure telepathy at first, but it's a signal that goes back to about 1997 where the band was experimenting with this technique almost on a nightly basis. At the 7-minute mark, Phish comes back in on the drums and supports Trey and Mike as they continue to battle off of each other. At the 7-minute 23-second mark, Page comes back in and abandons the main theme. The rhythmic motif that we started the jam with is now gone, and this catapults the jam into a completely new direction. Here, Trey physically takes a step towards a different part of the stage. This step was not an accident. Trey has used this signal countless times to literally say, let's take the jam somewhere else. And that's exactly what happens. We start to see a shift in the improvisation. So let's take a listen to that. At the 7-minute 39-second mark, Trey plays a beautiful lick with a hint of tension that signals that he wants to take the jam up a notch. After this lick, he spontaneously composes a theme and performs variations on it by adding embellishments and rhythmic displacements. The band can hear Trey developing this new theme, and they're very carefully listening to where he's going to take it and supporting him in that journey. Let's take a listen to that. The jam in Free consists of two sections, one where we are in D, and the second where we are alternating between D and B flat. The band snaps into the second section beautifully and uniformly at the 8-minute 12-second mark. This was done completely by feel. Trey even looks over at Mike and smiles to acknowledge how seamless the transition was, again seeming like telepathy. Now you may be thinking, if they're doing this by feel, how often do they get this wrong? And the answer, in my opinion, is more than you think. A little bit earlier, we talked about what happened at the 4-minute mark of the jam, when Phish played his Clear the Board fill, and Trey took that as a signal to start his solo. As it turns out, Page mistook that fill as a signal to go into the second part of the jam, which is the alternating D and B flat section. So let's go back and listen to that section one more time and take a close listen to the piano, and you can hear that he quickly walks down from D to B flat and changes course almost instantly when he realizes that he was wrong. Let's take a listen to that right now. Page recovered so quickly, it's almost like it never even happened at all, and it just goes to show how sharp his musical instincts are. At the 8-minute 12-second mark, the band has locked into that final section of the jam, where they are alternating between the D and B flat chords. So what is the signal that Trey gives to the rest of the band to let them know that he's done improvising and ready to go back to singing the final and third verse of the song? It turns out that he uses chord shapes mixed in with single notes, which I've always talked about as being one of the universal signals that you are about to end your solo. Let's take a quick listen to that. Phish was so proud of this performance that back in 2004, when you visited their website, a clip of this jam would autoplay, and my friends and I would joke that every time we visited their site for updates, we'd have to sit through the entire jam because it was just too good to skip. Our transcription request for this week comes from Ivan, who wrote, "Hey Amar, I stumbled on one of your videos on Reddit, and I just wanted to say that I've learned more in the past 2 months from your YouTube channel/website than I have in the last 5 years of playing guitar." That is awesome, man. I'm so happy to hear that. That's killer. If you're still taking requests, I'd love to learn the solo from 61704 Free. I love how Trey manages to build a solo and peak without shredding or overplaying. I couldn't agree with you more, man. It's one of my favorite solos. I've transcribed about 7 pages of this solo, and I've learned a ton of cool new licks and ideas that I'd love to share with you guys. So let's get into our recreation of this jam. Up here, you will see video of Phish's performance. Up here, you'll see my recreation of it. And down here, you'll see tablature with standard notation of what Trey is playing. So guitar players, stick around till after the performance, and we'll talk about how you can learn the solo note for note. And let's get into it. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. For all of you guitar players that want to learn this solo, I've put a link to the tab in the description, and I'll also be creating a series of videos on how to play the solo note for note. We'll go over all of the techniques that Trey is using when he's improvising, as well as the music theory behind those techniques. And so look for those videos. I'm going to put those in a playlist also in the description, and I'll be releasing them over the next several weeks, one at a time. So I hope you get some value out of those, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great one.